Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Well, you know where we are. Siena Italian restaurant. It's absolutely amazing on Sahara. They have fabulous, fabulous food. It's a beautiful restaurant. They also have a deli here. I have Laura Perkins next to me.
Hello.
How are you?
It's a pleasure to finally meet you.
So you know me from...
Yes, of course. From the Peppermill.
Oh, that's right. The Peppermill.
Yes.
Were you on my show?
No, I just came and watched
You
occasionally.
came in and used to watch that. How wonderful is that? And now you get to be on it.
I know. It's like a dream come true.
So what are you doing this day and age? Are you running for something or doing something?
I am. Thank you for asking.
These politics, I'll tell you, they're sort of coming out everywhere.
They are. This is the season.
Well, you've got like a couple of weeks now because I think they've got until June 14th.
June 14th, that is correct. 1 week.
Well,
so next
is it 1
Tuesday.
week?
Yes. Next Tuesday is the last day to vote in person and to mail your ballot in. It has to be posted. I'm running for mayor for the city of North Las Vegas.
You're going to take over Caroline?
No. John Lee was the previous mayor.
John Lee?
Yes. He decided to run for governor.
Oh, he's running for governor as well?
Yes.
How many are running for governor?
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. I lost count.
There's so many running for governor. I don't even know if I would want to run for governor and have that responsibility.
Right?
That's a big responsibility.
Yes.
Especially Vegas.
Especially Vegas.
Because Vegas is a very different town to run. You've got your restaurant. You've got your strip with all the...
Right, with all the glamour
and all what's going on there. And then well, good luck, everybody.
Thank you so much.
Anyway, good luck to you.
Thank you.
So what makes you want to go into politics and take on this?
Well, let's start from the beginning. I was born in the Il Rio. I was born actually in North Las Vegas, so I'm a product of that. I'm a product of CCSD, I'm a product of CSN, and I'm also a product of UNLV. So this is my chance to return all of that my community has given me.
Isn't that wonderful? So how long have you been in politics? Or is this just now?
Oh, no.
Some people just, just I'm going to run.
Since about 2000. Well, before that, that's when I actually was appointed to Planning Commission for the city of North Las Vegas. It was in 1999.
You're in the Planning Commission.
Yes.
That's a tough job, and I know how, because I was in real estate.
Yes.
And that's really tough. My husband and I were in real estate in Los Angeles, and we were forever going in and out of these city planning places, because every city has a plan.
Has different rules.
Yeah, they have different rules, but every city has their own planning.
Yes, yes.
And it's like, am I in this district or that district or what? Yeah, it's a complicated thing.
It is, and because of that experience, I learned what made businesses prosper. I learned how to bring industry in, and I also learned how to bring that to the residents also, and to make those residents thrive.
Right. I'm going to say this. I probably shouldn't say this, but I always say things I shouldn't say anyway, so who cares, right? Most cities, mayors or whomever is involved in this whole thing, is interested in how much taxes come into their city.
Yes.
That's one of the main things. They will kick someone out if they can get more taxes here.
Well, I don't know about that. I hope I don't think I'll...
I know about
but
it.
If you increase...
I hate to say it. I'm not going to mention which it is. I'm not.
But if you bring more industry and bring more businesses, then you bring more people and you increase your tax base. So there's another way to do that rather than kicking people out.
Well I just did it, laymanly. Why?
Yes.
But that's exactly how they do that. And they look at the tax break at the bottom, and they truly do. They look at the bottom line. I know that because of so many buildings in Los Angeles we dealt with in different cities.
Right? Yes, but I hope to bring...
We got in because we were building a shopping center. So what can you say?
And I have to talk to you later about bringing in a shopping center.
All right.
Yes.
Yes. Well, I must talk to you because I have a... Yeah, okay, right, yes, okay. Well, let's get back to you. So anyway.
We digress.
So how is it going for you so far as running for mayor, and how are people perceiving you?
Since I've kind of been a fixture around, I currently hold a position of regent for the Nevada System of Higher Education. So that's kind of like running 8 cities, because the budgets for like UNLV, UNR are huge, and I figured if I can run 8, then I can definitely
run
bring all that knowledge to run
fruition
one.
And to bring it all in. What is your main thing? I'm asking everybody this. What is your main thing that you decided that you want to change, that you think if I was mayor, I could do this, this, and this?
The very first thing I would do, 89, one of the areas has a pretty high crime rate. And
What do you
that's
mean one?
I know it's all scattered out, but there's one specific area
It's really higher than the others.
that's really high. That's noticeably higher than the others. That's what I would want to work with citizens and groups and neighborhood groups to try to solve that.
Yes.
And
now another question, which is going around actually, it's going around America. Is it the guns or is it the person?
I think it's the person. Because there are plenty of people out there who have guns that you never know about.
The reason I asked that, this morning on television, this woman comes on, I'm not going to mention names, and she said it's nothing to do with guns, it's to do with the person. Because I've always said, these young people that are going around picking up guns, where's mum and dad? Where's the mother and the father? And I don't want to put pressure on mums and dads, but I had another show, Voices of Tomorrow. I had that for 16 years, and I dealt with the younger generation. I interviewed the children from 10 to 18.
Oh.
And I did that for 16 years in Los Angeles, so I knew everybody in Los Angeles. And I found that the parents were off key. But they were more on key then than they are now. So it seems to be, I'm not saying all parents, don't get me wrong, and children, teenagers are very tough.
Yes, they are.
So it's not always the parents, but the parents have to,
I really truly think it's the person.
It's the person.
I truly do.
But if the person at 16 or 14 years old, which it seems to be a going around thing.
They're so young to make that decision.
So yeah, they're too young. So where are the parents? The parents still should be involved in that.
Oh, most definitely. One of the key indicators of success is parental involvement in education, and that's
especially that age.
Yes. Oh yeah. Well, it starts earlier than that, I think.
Yeah, or much earlier.
Much earlier.
No, it starts when they're born, actually, to be honest.
Or before they're born.
Or before they're born. Yeah, before they're born. But, so it's sort of, and I'm not blaming the parents, but I'm getting more involved.
And if it wasn't guns, it'd be rocks. Or knives, or,
well,
you know what I mean?
And that's exactly what this person said this morning. She said exactly the same as what you do. Because they said, if it's in you, it's in you. And they don't care what it is to do what they want to do because it's within them.
That's true. My favorite saying is you can't squeeze a grape and get cherry juice. So under pressure,
I might try that when I take alcohol.
If you're under pressure and you get squeezed, what's inside you has to come out. It's not going to be anything.
So would you say it was to do with drugs or something that gives them that little?
I don't know. That's like the question of the century, isn't it?
But what I don't know. I don't take drugs. I'm not a drug person. But I think that sometimes if you're taking drugs, you have a different illusion to life. I don't know. But what I see out there. I mean, I used to see quite a few of them when I had Voices of Tomorrow.
Well, I think that if you can't handle life on life's terms, then you would turn to drugs to try to quell that voice in your head or that.
Do you think you have a lot of drugs in Vegas?
That's a tough question. I think there's lots of drugs.
A tough question.
I know. I think there's drugs everywhere. I don't think it's localized or.
Oh no! But since you're running for Vegas, that's what I'm kind of.
Well, I think people come here expecting the good time and the party, and so it lends itself to that type of behavior.
Okay. So now we don't have much time. So what message would you like to get out there for people to vote for you?
Oh, wow. Okay. My name is Laura Perkins, and I am running for mayor for the city of North Las Vegas. You can contact me by phone, 702-460-2207, or check out my website, Laura E. Perkins, at lauraperkins.org.
Well, Laura Perkins is delightful, and I think she knows exactly where she wants to, because were you born here?
I was born here.
So you're born in Vegas, so she knows a lot about Vegas and what's going on. Vegas isn't the biggest city in the world, but it has a lot going on because you got the transition of so many people going in and out.
Absolutely. I mean, growing up here, I got exposed to so many different cultures just because everybody wanted to come to Vegas.
Yes.
And they still do.
And you understand it completely.
Yes.
So you're ready and prepared.
I am, I hope.
She's amazing. Laura's amazing. Well, thank you for watching.
Thank you.
And we will be right back. And also I want to thank everybody out there for actually tuning in and keeping our show going. It's absolutely amazing. And without you, nothing happens. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. Before I go any further, I must make sure you know who my guest is. Pastor James. Yes? So I've got to behave myself a little bit.
Well, that's what prayer is for, though.
That's what's prayer for.
Yeah.
Well, actually, tonight, on most Wednesdays, I do go to a Bible study.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so I do
Yeah.
kind of most Wednesdays.
Okay, that's
I do
good.
that.
That's
So,
good. That's good.
Is that good?
That's real good.
Am I in the right direction?
Yeah, once a week is good.
Yeah, but
Well,
twice
see,
a week is
I-
better.
Well, every day is
Well, you're
the
every day.
best.
Well, no, I'm every day,
Okay.
but not in church.
Oh, well.
But I'm every day.
Yeah.
I'm probably more than once a day.
Oh, well,
I
that's
think.
awesome. That's awesome.
Is that good?
That's excellent.
But it comes kind of naturally
Mhm.
because something's happened. And I think, so you have a church.
I have a
Where's your
church.
church?
The name of the church is House of Judah Church.
House of Judah.
And specifically, why I'm so pretty excited about is because we're opening up a recovery home, Judah
Wonderful.
Recovery. And what Judah Recovery is answering the issue with homelessness and with substance abuse. So we provide beds and we
Oh,
provide
really?
services for them so that they can rejuvenate, recover, and try to live a better life.
Can they stay in as long as they like or as less as they like?
Well, our program is 1 year, but if they need to go beyond that, we can do
You
that.
can do that.
Yeah.
But if sometimes they only want to say 2 or 3 nights, can they do that?
We discourage that. Yeah.
The reason I asked that is because I did a program in Los Angeles and it ended up with a lot of people, homeless people, and they had this mission. And a lot of the homeless people did not want to go into the mission.
Yeah.
And I think because they had the same sort of thing. They didn't want to stay on the streets.
Yes.
So what is this problem about wanting? Is it the freedom or what is it?
Well, I just think that with the difference in a lot of particular little programs that are out there is the quality of care. And see, what we do is not only provide them housing, but then we bring in the church, which shows them the unconditional love and really root for them. You see what I'm saying?
You get to where they're at, sort of. So you
Yes.
do you kind of come interested in who they are?
Interested as an individual,
Yes.
as a person.
Not as a bunch of homeless
Not as
people.
exactly.
As a person.
Yes.
So you make them feel like that individual person.
Yes, we do life with them, and see the model that we have, the mission statement that we have is we help people live better. You
And
see,
they don't know how.
They don't know how. Some people don't know how.
And is that because of their mental capacity of from coming from home, or is that also as well as taking drugs?
It's a mixture of both. It's
And
just
drinking.
really, it's really just depending on what their experience was, what the situation is. But we meet them wherever they are, and then we encourage them. We give them services and things like that. We bring them to church. We also bring them to mental health therapists and things like that to really build them up.
Because they all of them have come from a home somewhere.
Yeah.
They've all come from a mother
Yeah.
and father or uncle, or,
Yeah.
whatever the situation.
Yes.
They've all come from. They know what a home life is,
Well, some of them do. Some of them don't.
because the home life wasn't.
Yeah. I mean, because like right now, there's 30,000 homeless people in the city right now.
I hope there's still not 16,000 children.
It's a lot of mothers, single moms, and children that's laying in the tunnels.
Now, they live in the tunnel. They really live in the tunnels.
Yes.
When you're driving over where these people are.
So they don't know what a home life will be like.
No.
They don't
They don't
understand.
even know. So
Yeah.
when you talk about, yes, got you. So you've got the mother with the children. They don't even have a home.
Yeah. They don't have
So
a
they
home.
only know this. So when they grow up and become whatever age, which is probably leaving home now, is probably 13, 14 years old.
Yeah.
Because of their lifestyle.
Yes,
So they just leave.
it's very traumatic for them. Yeah, and so they're trying to figure it out from that age. Now, can you imagine trying to figure out from that age?
Because they haven't. I don't know what they've got to figure out because they don't even know. They just know that other children, because they go to school. All these kids go to school still.
Yeah,
They
but
try to go to
see,
school.
and that's the reason why the kind of care is so important
Of what you get.
in what we do.
Yeah.
See, due to recovery, we really focus on
So
the
due to
care.
recovery, do you take in mothers and kids?
Our second home, we will be taking mothers and
And
kids.
kids.
Yes,
So you don't at the moment.
not at the
So
moment.
at the moment you're just taking in
Singles.
just singles at the
Yeah.
moment.
Yeah,
Now, do
men
you-
and women.
Men and women. Now I don't know why this is, but there's always seems to be more men than women.
Typically, but in our
It's changing a little bit.
in our particular situation right now, we're about even.
Same as men and women.
Yeah, men and women, because this is
It never was like that.
it's a human problem. This is a humanitarian crisis.
But it was
that we're
always
dealing
men
with.
that were sort of out there.
Yeah,
Now it's
yeah,
not.
yeah. It's starting.
Because I always have a bunch of quarters in my car, and
Mhm.
if I stop at a light or wherever I see, I'm starting to see a lot of women. And I'm thinking, oh, yeah, you should see this.
Yeah, it's really getting bad out there.
It's getting bad.
It's
Now,
getting
do you
bad.
find a lot of it is drugs, that they've turned to drugs?
A lot of it, well, homelessness and substance abuse go hand in hand.
Yes.
They really,
So
really
they really
do.
do. Do
Yeah.
you see that becoming more prominent?
Very prominent.
So
Very,
now-
very.
Now, actually, after the last 3 or 4 years, or
Mhm.
5 years,
Mhm.
that we've been seeing these borders, we've
Mhm.
seen a lot of these people coming in,
hmm
and the drugs are coming in with them,
Yes.
and now it's all sort of coming out as
Well,
if you've
I
taken
mean,
it
just
long
last year, over 100,000 people died just from overdose. And Nevada.
Did you hear that? 100,000 people
yeah.
died from overdose
Just overdose
in America.
in America. And Nevada is 6th in America for drug use.
I can understand a little bit because Nevada's a very different place. It's a very sort of
Yeah.
open place. It's a place where, nothing happens, nothing is Vegas. And, a little bit sort of, men, I always say men first because men can do anything they want, but then you get a lot of the women coming in giving the men what they want.
Yeah.
So it's
yeah.
a men and women thing.
Yeah,
It's not
yeah.
just,
It's a human. It's definitely
human
It's a
I
human
love how
problem.
you say the human.
Yeah.
So human can mean anything, which
Yeah.
I quite like that.
Yeah.
Sort of putting it all together. Which
mhm.
now, and I'm disappointed because of it always being more of a man's thing than a woman's thing. A woman is a very different character out
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And women want to be like men now, and I don't know if that's working because I'm not going to go there. Put it that way. You probably don't want to go there either.
No, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
It's just that you have to deal with this. So how many
Yes.
beds do you have in your
Currently, we have 18 beds.
18 beds?
Yeah. Yeah.
And where is this place situated?
Well, it's in more of a suburban area.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah, very good.
It's away from the strip, away
Yes,
from everything.
away from the urban settings.
Yes,
Because
that's good.
normally they will have these type of homes inside of an urban setting, and then they will step right outside and see their drug pusher right up the street.
Yeah.
So now we take them away, bring them more on the outskirts of town,
Yes.
put them in a better house, give them a better quality of life so that they can experience something different.
Now, how long has this been open, or is it just open?
We just opened this year.
Just
We're
this year.
super excited about it.
Okay, and how are you
And
full?
Yeah, we're already full,
Okay,
and we're
good.
slated for 4 houses this year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm just excited about what we're doing, and one of my passions is to really inspire other people to get involved in their community, because this helps us all.
Could you be behind anybody else that would like to build one in their community?
Of course.
Okay, so anybody out there that financially has the money to put into this, and it only has
Yes.
to be, I'm going to say 20 beds,
Mhm.
so it only has to be 20 beds,
Mhm.
and obviously with the church maybe involved, because
Yes.
would be nice, but they could sort of, come and get involved with
That
your
would be-
company,
yes.
and they can do that.
Oh yes, what they can do is get in contact with me. They can reach me on Facebook
Pastor
at James
James.
Mitchell,
James
or
Mitchell.
they can go on my website at judalv.church and just message me, and then we can connect and we can really figure some things out together.
So that
Yes.
then you've got this, and it can be any part of town, but that doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
We've all got cell phones, we've all got phones, we've
Mhm.
all got things to communicate
Yes.
with now, so it doesn't
Mhm.
really matter where the thing is. And if you've already got the platform
Yes.
of how this works,
hmm
and you've been open a year and it's succeeded for you,
Yes.
have you
Yes.
had men and women,
Men and women.
and have you had them come back that have actually got jobs out there, have
Yes.
reestablished themselves?
Yes. In fact, we have one success story where this lady was sleeping in the park for 6 months.
Yeah.
She had an alcohol problem, and that drove her to
Who wouldn't
sleep
sleeping
in
in
the
a pub?
park. Yeah, and so we
If you
brought
didn't have
her
an
in.
alcohol problem, you could have one.
We brought her in and
Yeah.
got her a safe place where a warm, comfortable bed, and she's right now. She was able to reestablish with her family and get income from Social Security because she worked all her life, and
She
so
just
we.
fell through the
Yeah,
cracks.
she just fell through the cracks. And so people need a helping hand. They need a friend. They need more than just like a caseworker. They need a care worker.
They need
who's
someone
gonna do life
interested in them.
in them specifically.
Because there was obviously something was said to her, or something happened that made her suddenly change.
Yeah.
She'd been working all those years,
Yeah.
and,
Yeah,
maybe she
well,
was always into alcohol. Who knows?
yeah,
Alcohol's
but
going to destroy you.
but there were some events in her life that really drove her to that place.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah.
who don't?
We all have that.
We all go through some
I
situations.
did yesterday.
Yeah.
I'll be honest. I went through something yesterday. Believe me, I needed you by my side. Believe me, I'm gonna. But it's okay. I think it's over now. I think everything's okay.
Well, that's
I
good.
hope so.
That's good. That's good. Well, you call me.
If not, I'm going to get you.
Yes, give
and
me
I'm
a call.
And I'm going to get Rick Moss as well.
Yes.
And between the two of you, we'll sort the problem
We'll
out.
work it out. Yeah.
We will.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So, your next idea, what you've got coming up, or
Well, the next project that we have is an all-women's house.
all women?
Yeah.
Okay.
So that we can specifically target domestic violence
Yes.
and really help them from. And we have a really good all-ladies team that's going to be able to minister to them and care for them and really make them live a better life.
Absolutely.
So I'm super excited about that. Long term, we're going to be opening up a community center at the heart, right on Boulder Highway in Eastern next year, and so that we can be right there in the trenches.
Now, you've got people behind you that are
Yeah,
helping you with
yeah,
this.
we have donors and manufacturers, and we have the church that's behind, but it's all privately funded at the moment.
At the moment, it's privately funded, which is pretty cool because that means you can do what you want. Because sometimes when you get government funding, you have to actually go through their way.
Yeah, yeah.
And sometimes that's
Yeah.
not the way you want to go.
Yeah.
So sometimes when it's privately funded, it's really
Yeah.
cool. It's
Yeah.
really wonderful.
Yeah.
That's absolutely amazing. Amazing story because Vegas really, really needs this a lot. And I gravitate to the children because I had a teenage show for 16 years. Voices of Tomorrow.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I interviewed children, the teenagers of their life. I don't know how many teenagers I saved or helped. I don't know, and I hope I did.
Well,
But, you know,
I mean, this is a generational crisis.
Yes.
Because, you know, the leading cause of death in America is people under age 44 is drug overdose.
Really?
Yes.
Under 44.
Under 44. And you know
I
what
wish I
breaks
could say I was under 44.
you know what breaks my heart down?
No, what?
The youngest child that died in Clark County was only 2 hours old. His name was Michael. He died in 2020. He was only 2 hours old. They found meth in his system, and when the autopsy.
Well, that's a good message to put out there.
So it's a generational crisis.
And I don't think it's only not taking drugs while you're pregnant, but also if you plan to have a family, is not to take drugs. I'm thinking at least 2 years before you have a child. At least, but you don't take drugs at all.
Yeah, let's not take drugs at all.
But if you do take drugs and you want a family, I think I think it would take 2 years for the blood system to change.
For a recovering addict to really get their life back on track, it's 3 to 5 years.
3 to 5 years.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking if you have a child, your blood is going to go to that child. That's what I'm saying. Because that child died 2 hours because that child was taking in whatever the mother was taking.
Yes, and the mother was homeless. She was living in the desert, so she couldn't receive the medical help for herself or the child. And so we really have to, as a community, rise up and really.
What are we? What are we anyway? It's not money. Believe me, I've had it and not had it. Believe me, it's nothing to do with money. It's to do with how you put
helping each other.
Helping each other. How you can give something back to somebody else and they do something.
Yes.
I think that's the whole thing. How can they get hold of you again?
Well, if you want to get more information about what we're doing, go to my website. That's judahlv.church, or you can message me on Facebook, James Mitchell, or on Instagram, The People Pastor. And we can connect and we can take it from there.
Absolutely amazing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
So see what we can do and how we can help everybody out there,
awesome.
Especially in the situation they're in, especially the heat. 120 is a little bit hot to be out there. So let's have compassion and let's help or whatever. Even if we can give them some water or do something, whatever it may be, the smallest thing can be the biggest thing for them.
Amen.
Absolutely. Thank you very much for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. We will be right back with our next guest. Take care.
Bye-bye.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now.
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host. And I have right next to me a young lady. As you know, all these politics are sort of coming out of the woods everywhere. And I think it's June 14th is a kind of a D-Day for this whole thing. Preliminary judging or something, whatever it is. I'm going to find out anyway, because I'm not much into politics. I have Augusta Massey with me. And how are you?
I'm doing fantastic. How are you?
I'm doing great. And this young lady is actually running for judge. Now, that's a pretty high thing to run for.
Yes.
So you've got to have, I would imagine, a lot of confidence, but you look as if you do, to deal with these politics. And because politics are, what I see, what I judge by, no pun intended, is that they're very difficult.
It is. It is a difficult race, and just because for judges, we're usually called the down ballot. So people are more inclined to vote for governor.
That's what I'm saying, yeah.
And a lot of people don't know they're judges, right? A lot of
Yeah.
people don't really take the time to research the people who sit on the bench. So
But I don't think they want judges. I don't think they, well, because people don't like lawyers that much. So now you're a judge with the lawyers. So, but it was funny because I was watching this case with Johnny Depp,
yeah.
and I was watching the judge a lot, and she has a very difficult position.
Yes.
Very, very difficult. I'm watching her because she's got to suddenly, at the spur of a moment, she's got to say, no, disallowed, yes, allowed. But she has to pay attention.
Right.
100%.
Absolutely. It's not a job that you can sleep on. And I think that's why experience is important. People who understand our judicial system is super important.
I don't think people understand that.
Yeah.
Personally.
I don't think so, and people don't understand why this is so important. So what I say is, for the Justice Court is the people's court. It's the court that you are most likely to interact with as an everyday person.
Okay.
Because we hear traffic tickets, so everyone drives on the road.
An awful lot of traffic. A lot of cars being stopped. So whatever the traffic thing is, it's still a traffic ticket.
It is a ticket, and you will go before a judge to have that adjudicated, and it's in justice court. Landlord-tenant evictions, which is really high right now. That goes
I've
to
been in
justice
there for
court.
that.
See, so you will probably see a judge like me.
Yes, I was in there like that, and I forget what I think I did all the wrong things, but anyway, I was awarded whatever it was awarded because the guy didn't pay me the rent.
Right.
Period.
I mean, and that's the law, and you want judges who follow the law.
Yes.
If you have any kind of dispute, you're suing someone. I've had some interesting cases where, fiance sues, girlfriend, I want my ring back, we're not getting married, you ditched me. That's the court you'll go to.
I never realized. People go to court for that.
Yes, it's a ring and I want it back. We're not getting married. There was a promise attached to this, so I want it back.
But,
So
I understand that. I'll tell you why. I found out that, say you're married,
yes,
you've been married 10 years or whatever,
Mhm.
and he's periodically giving you gifts, a diamond this or a brooch or whatever. You have to actually get from him, or both of you sign something that this was a gift to you. Otherwise, when you go into divorce, that becomes community property.
yes, yes.
And you're saying, yes, I didn't know that.
I mean, like, I don't know.
Who's going to do that?
Right.
But if somebody really wants to dig into something, and well, say you bought the woman $100,000 worth of jewelry.
But I mean, I think that's the beautiful thing about court. At least why I say it's a beautiful thing,
I
because
love that. So you're presenting it as don't be afraid of the judge.
Don't. I don't think so. I think judges really, at least let me speak for myself and
Yes,
who
of
I'm
course.
running. I like judges who care about people.
Yes.
I like judges who are in the community, who understand everyday
Absolutely.
life,
Yes.
because those are the people that you're dealing with.
Yes.
So when you have judges who all they've done is just school and not really live life,
Yeah.
they don't understand the people who are appearing in front of them. And so for me, if I have some time, I'll tell you my personal story. I was actually born in Nigeria, and I left because my dad was killed in front of me as a little girl. And so we left. I came to the United States, thank you, and came to the U.S. so we could start afresh, just leave that trauma behind.
Yes.
We landed in Memphis, Tennessee, and within a few months, my brother was killed by a drunk driver. This lady
Oh my
was
goodness,
just like,
you've been through something.
it's been a lot. And she was drinking and driving till 2:00 in the afternoon. She had just left the bar, and she was driving home. My brother was coming home from school. He was walking home,
So he was young.
12 years old. And this lady hits him 8-9 feet in the air. He was walking home with his friends. His best friend dies on the spot. My brother was airlifted to St. Jude's Hospital. He didn't make it out of the hospital. And so just, one trauma, escaping that, come to another one. But I'm so grateful to God because he opened up a new path and a career for me. At that point, I was studying to be an engineer. I really do have 2 engineering degrees. I left that and I went back to law
You're very
school
talented.
because I just saw, thank you, because I saw how we have the case for the criminal case of DUI.
Yes, of course.
We were new Americans, and so we had immigration going on at the same time.
Yeah.
And then we had the audacity to sue the government because we felt like, why weren't there any speed bumps? Why didn't they have any, sidewalks? Anything that would have prevented this lady from going so fast. And that was the work of the government.
So it was
to
in
do.
a residential area.
Yes, it was. And so we won.
Of course you won.
Through the process, I saw good judges, bad judges, good lawyers, bad lawyers, in different levels of the judicial system.
And that's why when we go into court and we see a judge and we say, oh, I like him,
Yes.
or we go into court and, oh, I'm in trouble.
Yes, and you see,
You can feel them. You can feel them. You can feel what's going to be the outcome's going to be.
Absolutely, based on the judge and the person that they
Yeah.
are. And so for me, I have not just the legal experience to do this. I've been practicing 14 years. I've run my own law firm for the last 10 years. For the last 6 years, I've been a judge pro temp,
Yes.
actually dispensing, justice and entry
So you
orders.
kind of built yourself up that ladder.
I really
But you
have.
did not deny yourself of any place you wanted to go into because you knew if I do that, I'm going to learn that way.
Absolutely.
And if I go in there, it might be a lesser job than I was doing before,
Absolutely.
but I'm going to learn it.
Absolutely.
So therefore you learn, you're complete, as we say.
Yeah. And I just like people, and I'm always looking. I don't know if you heard about the Kaizen method of improvement, which is you just have to be 1% better than you were yesterday. And if you do 1% every day, at the end of the year, you're 37% better, 37 times better than you were when
a
you
year
started.
ago. When you started. Or when you started. It's funny you should say that because my whole thing has always been, this is all you have.
Yes.
Forget the cars, the houses, the diamonds, all this stuff. Forget that. That is really, that's overload.
Absolutely.
But this is all you have to deal with. So if you can't deal with that, how you can deal with the outside world? If you can't get yourself together and get yourself organized,
Absolutely.
and you've done that all your life.
I've tried.
Improved yourself all your life. So now judging, you're going to running for judge.
Yes.
Is that for Nevada? Because I know there's different districts.
Yes, that's correct.
I'm learning.
And she said she didn't know anything about politics. But you're
Well,
great.
I'm doing okay so
Doing
far.
great. So
What district are you running for?
Justice Court. So I'm running for Las Vegas Justice Court, Department 6, and that covers all of Las Vegas Township. So unfortunately, it doesn't include Henderson or Boulder or North Las Vegas.
No, because that's not Vegas.
Exactly.
Well, it's still Vegas that we know of,
right?
but it's not the
The
district.
township. That's
township
right.
and
Like
the
the strip,
district.
downtown.
Now you're
Summerlin.
running for judge. Now, what's the main thing that you want to change or you want to do as a judge that you see others don't do and you would like to improve?
Okay. So I think for right now, with backlogs and things that we've had because of the
Well,
pandemic.
backlogs are terrible.
Yeah, I really want to help, improve that.
Yeah.
Another thing that I was really looking to do is we live in such a diverse community.
You're telling me.
And we have different people from different places. It will be so.
All different nationalities.
Yes.
Well, that's what America is. I mean, England, this doesn't happen. But it still happens.
It still does. But here more so than
Also, America,
anywhere
I
else.
think, I've never seen such incredible cases and people that hate other people
It's
just because of whatever they think.
Yeah.
I've never seen that. And I've lived in a lot of countries and done a lot of stuff. This is amazing.
It is, but that's why we need more people to step up, to lead.
Step up and lead in a graceful way, though, but
Absolutely.
lead in an understanding way.
Compassion.
Compassion, understanding, and give both sides the benefit of the doubt.
Absolutely.
Now, obviously, one person has done something wrong, whichever that person may
It is.
be. But
That's my job.
That's your job.
That's my job to try and figure that out.
Figure it out which one, because they're both right.
Yes. They think they are.
Yes.
They think they are.
Yeah, they walk in there, they're both right, they've both got a story.
Right. In the end. But
You've got to have an outcome.
yes.
One's going to win and one's
One
going
has
to
to
lose.
lose.
Yeah.
But I think that's the thing about judges. Having that experience, you are able to relate more and apply that to the law
Yes.
and come out with the right decision.
After you decide a case,
Yes.
do you sort of go back to it and say, now, let me see, did I do the right thing? Did I listen to this and did I listen to that? and how could I have come to a better decision or a different decision?
I always do that because I feel like that's how you improve, right?
Yeah.
But I am also a person who prepares. So before you come to my courtroom, I've read everything.
You probably read it 2 or 3 times. She looks like the one that read it 2 or 3 times.
and so when you're coming in there, know that I've prepared and I have maybe certain specific questions for you.
Each one.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And my little tip, so you don't say I never did anything for you, is when you're going to court, always make sure you have the evidence. Because at the end of the
Bring
day,
in the evidence.
Bring in the
don't
evidence.
have the evidence up here.
Right.
Because you can say, well, I can show you this. All right, show me, and they don't have it.
Right. And so we want to see that because that's how you back up your decision.
Absolutely.
So you want to make sure you always have your evidence with you.
So don't forget to vote for Augusta Massey. She's absolutely amazing. She seems a very tranquil, calm person, but at the same time knows the law, which is behind the face.
Yes.
The pretty face.
Oh, thank
How
you
can
so
anybody
much.
reach you?
So if you want to reach me, the best way you can call me. My number is 702-625-1859. You could also go to my website. All my contact information is there. It's www.augusta4nevada.com. And I'm just going to ask real quick that voting is going on right now, early voting until June 10th. And the primary day of election is June 14th. So I'm asking everyone to stay classy and vote Massey in this election. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Oh.
Absolutely amazing. And thank you for Siena, Pureza. And this is a fabulous restaurant. It's on Sahara, 9500. They have happy hour from 3, I think it's 3 to 7 or 3 to 6. I've got to get that right. But I don't have to get everything right, do I? Come on. I'm only Ninon. We'll be right back. Take care with our next guest.
Thank you.
Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
Yes. This old dude here is down in the 89101 with the pimps, hookers, and crackheads. I have the ass of a 16-year-old boy. So, get you some cheesecake. I had to watch porn at the office. They paid me to watch porn at the office. Up is down, black is white, porn is good again. The official name and title is Captain Chris Cookie Cook, the Cook County Chili Cook and comedic curmudgeon, captivating crowds from coast to coast.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I've been playing around and fooling around, but am I entitled to do that? Maybe. It's a talk show. It's whatever you want. I have Serena with me. Now, Serena is, I don't pre-interview my guests, but she's brought a lot of books and different things. So it looks like she's a writer. She could be in the PR. She looks like she's a very accomplished woman. And she knows who she is, too. Most women, see, look, there she goes. Most women don't know who they are.
That's a very great point.
They don't. Most women are so insecure of themselves. But you're agreeing. So you know that as well as I know it.
Absolutely.
So there's 2 people in this world that know that women are insecure. Not all women, but I would say a majority of women are very insecure as to their talent, their body, whatever they have, they don't recognize that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but you do. You know who you are.
That's right. I know I am a
love-
leading, successful woman that's paving the path in our community. I have a lot of value, a lot of energy, a lot of skills and abilities.
I love it.
Yeah.
I've never met this woman. I've just met her just now. But that's how you are. That's you. You're very much together. Now, first question, Serena, is what do you do?
Well, I would say ultimately I'm an entrepreneur. I've owned companies for over 17 years now.
Yes.
I have been in real estate for almost 9 years.
Okay.
And
Is that residential?
residential and commercial.
And commercial.
Mm-hmm. Yep. We have a specialized team for the commercial part of things because it is its own beast.
I know. 'Cause
Yes.
I know real estate very, very well.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Fantastic.
She doesn't know what I do. Fortunately.
I need to interview you, I think.
No. I'm nondescript.
Non-disclosure.
I'll sign that too. At least we can have a laugh. What is a talk show? Talk show is fine.
Laughing is the best medicine for
I
everything.
think it keeps you young.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. And it keeps illness away.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think happiness, and I wake up actually most mornings. Well, I wake up and go at 6:30. I get up, and I go straight to my computer, stock market.
Oh, yes. Yes.
Now you say that like you know it.
Well, yes, I am definitely familiar with the stock market, cryptocurrency. I do
What do you
investing
think-
and
What do you think of this crypto thing?
well, I think that there are some very interesting dynamics that could change the entire landscape of the financial future.
I think
The
so.
blockchain technology has a
Bitcoin and crypto, they're the same sort of thing.
yep.
People get confused because they get all these. They love this. They get all these different names, and then that confuses everybody.
Right.
Nobody knows what's this and what's that. They're basically the same.
Basically the same. Basically, blockchain technology is what Bitcoin works and operates off of,
Yes,
as well as
see?
Ethereum. It operates off of
Are
the.
we going to be running that way of life in maybe 10, 20 years?
That is what the
But that's where
experts
they're
are
going.
seeing and
Yes.
saying. Yeah, it
This
could
is-
change a whole
This
world.
is the beginning of it.
Yeah.
And it's like marijuana coming in that most places have, and that was like, I always think of the Kennedys, and I probably shouldn't bootleg it, the alcohol. When liquor came in.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
the same thing as when
Yeah.
liquor came in. They had that same problem.
Right.
Stop. No, we can't have that. No, it's going to make everybody
Yep.
crazy. Well, it probably did. And it's
Yep.
still doing that. But it's a relief. You can have one drink, half a drink, or 10 drinks. But you know the consequences. You're grown up.
Yep. And at the
That's
end of
what-
the day, adults are going to do what they're going to do, whether it's legal or not legal.
Not legal. So marijuana is now trying to get this legalization thing legalized in America.
Yep.
Because they're getting it legalized in different states.
Right.
Now they're trying to get all the states together
Yep.
to make it one.
Yes.
Is it going to work?
I think that's the direction it's going. Yeah, I
Do you agree with it?
I do believe there are evidence to support marijuana for different
I like
circumstances.
it for the health part. I like
Yes.
it for instead of taking all these pills which you don't know where they've come from,
Right.
and then you take a pill for this and a pill for that, and then you end up with 4 pills. Well, my
Yeah.
philosophy is, how do we know where those pills go? They all go in one body.
Yeah,
So how do they know the direction? Do they make a left or do they make a right to
fascinating.
to the liver? Or to
Right.
So I'm very confused about. Then you have to take another pill to make sure those pills don't attack all the other
Right.
organs.
Yep. Or the other side effects from those pills, and yeah, I think there's something to be said about something that is grown from the ground that was created on
Well, it
this
came from
planet.
China originally many years ago in the 1800s, I believe. It was
The cannabis?
Yes,
The-
the cannabis.
Oh,
came-
really? So
yes.
it was man-made?
Oh, yeah, it was always, yes, it was just a regular pill. It was just a regular herb. Oh, yeah.
And then they discovered that it had all these other capabilities.
Yes.
I mean, I think
I
that
don't
there are
take it
things
either.
to it. Yeah.
But now let's get to you. Now we've got half the show over. I'm just in a funny mood today, like I am every day. Anyway, tips and tricks.
Yeah, tips and tricks for inherited homes. I've wrote several books on real estate, all from the divorce side of things. Folks are going through a divorce and how to work through that. I work with the divorce attorneys, inherited homes, probate
I
court.
think this is fascinating. Inherited homes, because there's a lot of people out there, they inherit the home from mum and dad or mum or whatever the case is.
Yeah.
And sometimes it sits there for many years and nothing happens with it and it gets all torn apart.
Yeah.
Or the kids come in and fight and then they all go to court and get nothing
Yep.
because everything goes to the attorney or the judge or whoever else. So it's a bit of a, so this is quite, how did you learn this?
Being in real estate, being a part of the community, learning, growing. That's the name of my game, is growing and expanding my knowledge and niching out. I think it's really
And
important.
how hard is it selling or getting involved with an inherited home? Is it because it could be good and bad?
It's a process, like every single thing. It's you just
Well,
it's
life is a
piece by
process.
piece. Yeah, it's piece by piece and not giving up. It's perseverance, determination, motivation, and keep going.
Yes.
And connections. It's basically connections and who you build and grow with, what relationships you feed.
Yes, because a house sometimes is left to 2 or 3 people, then you've got to all agree.
Right.
So you can all agree and come to a great decision, or you can all disagree and come to a lousy decision, and everybody loses.
Right. Yeah.
So we don't want that.
Yeah.
Selling secrets you can't afford.
To miss. So this would be based around an actual seller that's looking to sell their home. So when I go to a house and we're talking about selling the house, and I just slide my book right there on the table, now they can take it. Here's my gift to you if you would like. But how many other brokers, real estate agents have a book that they can just
I don't
put
know
on the
any
table?
of them. I don't
Exactly.
know any of them.
Exactly.
Have you always done real estate in Vegas?
I have done real estate in Vegas. I've lived here for about 4 years now.
Okay.
Came from Montana, did real estate
They say
there.
Montana's fabulous, by the way.
It is. Just not all the snow. Not all the snow, but it's gorgeous. Yes, West Yellowstone, Glacier, mountains, lakes, rivers. It's fabulous. Yeah. But I also really love living here.
Yeah.
Yeah, this
I'm
is.
sure you do. You kind of fit into Vegas.
I do.
You kind of got that look and you've got that attitude and you're kind of there.
Yes.
I hope I'm saying the right thing. I mean, I've never met her. Doesn't she look cheeky in this photograph?
Cheeky.
You
I
look
like
cheeky.
it. Cheeky.
What's
Yes.
the secret? What's the secret?
So this one is for expired homes. So this is a
What do you mean
secret
expired
form.
homes? The home has never expired. Do you know something? Do you know who actually owns your home? Do you know who actually owns your home?
Well, it depends if you own it outright or not.
No.
What?
The tax people own your home.
Ultimately, if you don't pay your taxes.
If you don't pay your taxes, guess who gets the home?
Yeah, that's called a
So
tax.
you never own your home.
Well, as long as you pay your bills.
Well, if you pay your taxes.
You pay your taxes, you pay your mortgage, it's going to be
Yes.
yours.
Yes.
But and another little secret, though, is have a living revocable trust, because if you die, then who owns it? The government. You got to go to probate court. That could take months, years, thousands and thousands of dollars. So if
Okay.
you don't get anything
But
else
what do
from
you
this,
care if you're dead?
getting a living revocable
What
trust.
do you care if you're dead?
Your heirs, your
Oh.
children,
So
your
you got to
grandchildren.
be kind and nice and sweet to the other side.
You need to have your things in order. Otherwise, the government just takes over and takes a big old chunk.
But sometimes somebody, I mean, if your family haven't really supported you or be around you, then you don't really care, do you?
Well, then I
Well, we
would.
got something else
You
now.
can just go ahead and give that to Real Talk, which is a nonprofit I work with here in town.
See?
If you don't like your family, you don't want to give anything away, Real Talk. This is a great organization right here. You just air it right
Oh,
here.
I like that idea.
Yes. Yes.
So this is a non-profit,
Yes.
and you can give it all to anybody you want.
Yeah.
And you put it into Real Talk.
Yeah, air it right to them. If you don't like your family, you don't like your kids.
You haven't got somebody you want to give it to. Real Talk.
Yeah.
But then now I've got to listen to this because I like to publicize. This was Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, so I do a monthly magazine as well.
This is your magazine.
This is our magazine, yep. So we send that out. We have a lot of
You
different
sure
things.
you're not a writer?
Well, we have people for all of that, which is great. And then I was featured in Real Vegas last month with the Women Who Wow. So I thought I would bring that. There was a whole big old ceremony last
Who's the owner of
couple of
this
weeks ago.
magazine?
Yeah, Candace is the publisher of
the
it.
publisher of it.
Yeah.
The fabulous magazine, Real Vegas.
Real Vegas, yeah.
So you've got everything going on. So how can we help you? What can we do for you?
Well, I think just ultimately is I'm here to serve. I'm here to help as well. So if anyone needs some assistance in the real estate market, in marketing, I own a marketing company and a real estate company, and then I'm a part of several nonprofits. That's very important to me to give back. So I'm really a connector. I'm a resource.
That's wonderful. So how can they reach you?
Well, you can reach me. First of
all,
all,
excited.
You can reach me by going to Instagram. That's a great place to connect with me. Serena.anderson.broker. Send me a DM. Follow me there. If you would like to shoot me a text, well, you can contact me on my line 406-661-2325. Would love to connect. I think it's all about our community and growing together.
And that's what we just did. We just grew together. I'm definitely going to get your card and your phone number. I want to have lunch with you. So I've got a couple of things that I want to put by you.
Okay.
Because I think she would be the right person to put by on. And it's about real estate.
Okay.
Because I do real estate. I also have an antique booth. And then I have my show, Vegas Live with Ninon. And then we've also got my producer, social media shows. She does a fabulous job. Pureza, she's my producer and has been for some time, so that's fabulous. Also, we got Ryan here. Ryan here today is taking photographs. And he's always part. He's in the designing part and everything else. He's absolutely amazing. And then there's me.
And then there's the fabulous you.
Thank you. Oh, she's great. We shall be right back with our next guest. Don't forget to come over to Siena, a fabulous Italian restaurant on Sahara, 9500 Sahara. They've got a fabulous deli there. They have happy hour starting from 3 o'clock. Absolutely amazing. We will be right back with our next guest. You take care. Thanks a lot. She's a
Traditional TV is going away. Hollywood is starting to fade. People are demanding real stories from real people. Our voices are now being heard in our own way. Podcasts, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and TikTok Live are becoming the norm. Internet TV has now reached the highest demand in human history. Social media shows is now the new media of the century.
Welcome back to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and of course you know where we are. We're at Siena Restaurant. It's a fabulous place. It's absolutely wonderful. Italian restaurant. The food is fabulous. But the restaurant. Now you just, hey, how are you?
Good, how you doing?
Now I've been calling him OJ.
Yes.
Now he wants to be called OG.
Yes.
Because he is OG.
Yes, I'm not OJ.
So OG is right here next to me. You've just eaten here.
Yes, it was very delicious.
They have fabulous food.
Yes, I had the steak sandwich with the potatoes. It was very succulent. I recommend to anyone.
Oh, see, look. I'm not going to say right from the horse's mouth, but I guess I just did. Hey, OJ, how have you been?
Good. Hey, before we get started, I have a surprise for you.
Oh, I love surprises.
Yeah, last time
Did
I
you
was
know it's
on...
going to be my birthday soon?
Oh, no way. Well, I got a birthday present for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
June 19th, I've got a birthday coming up. I'm going to announce it, start announcing
You
it.
going to have a big party?
No.
Oh.
No, because I don't, then everybody will know how old I am, and I don't want that out there.
Yeah, but you're like fine wine. You get better with age.
I do.
Yeah.
I'm like a bottle of red wine. No, I guess you have to call me a bottle of white wine.
Okay.
I don't know. Because I think red refers to Russians, does it?
Oh, yes. And you're
Right?
a white wine because
Yeah.
you're English.
Yes, I'm English.
Yes.
So I can't help what I am, but I am what I am. Like, deal with the silly stuff.
Yes.
So, OG,
Yes.
what's going on? You've got a present.
I got a surprise
Wait a
for
second,
you.
hold on. Look at this ring. We talked about this last time.
That's right.
So look, if you don't, you better behave yourself. If you're having
You
a
better
date
behave yourself.
with this guy, you better
That's
make
right.
sure
That's
before
right.
anything happens that you
That's right.
go according to plan.
Exactly. And that's why I had a surprise for you today, because last time you were really enamored with my
Oh, I
ring.
loved it. I
didn't want to leave this with you because you could really hurt somebody. You're a nice person.
Yes, you could.
But what we were talking about is like, females protecting themselves because
Yes.
you're coming from the mall that day.
Yes.
So what I did was I brought you a present here.
You didn't know? Oh!
I brought you that's hot off the wagon right there. That's for you. And this is for Maria.
The one for Maria.
Yeah, so you guys will be able to protect yourself.
It's a pepper spray.
Yeah, and it's a keychain.
Hey, wait a second. Look at this. This is funny. I was thinking of something like this the other day.
I know.
And I was thinking but I'm very, I shouldn't announce this, should I? But I will. I'm very aware of wherever I am and what I'm doing.
That's very important.
Especially driving home at night.
Yes.
But now it's driving home anytime.
Yes.
Not only at night.
Yeah,
Not
'cause
everything
stuff
happens.
can happen anytime.
It can happen anytime.
Right.
Absolutely. So this has just come off, right?
Yes.
And
I
what's
put
this?
these are my business cards because I teach women self-defense
Yes.
as well.
Which
So I
is
wanted
called
to-
Rico CKM.
Yeah, well, that's the old name. My new name is OG Silverback.
O.G.
Silverback, yes.
I love it because you've got Ricky Gomez here. That has nothing to do with it. But this is. So how are you doing? It's, crime is going up. I'm watching these funerals of
Right.
these
It's
children.
very sad.
I mean, and I don't even know who they are, and I'm crying. And that's not good.
Right.
That's just not where it should be in this day and age.
It's very sad.
So I'm going to put those right there.
Mhm.
So what is going on? And, you're kind of trading women and people and everything to look after themselves, and more so.
Mhm. Well, with our current situation here, even globally, I think it's important for people to be self-aware, like you were saying, but also to have self-confidence that comes from martial arts and being able to defend yourself.
Yes.
So I think that's very important. That's where I come in. I'm currently training women over at Knock Muay Thai off of Hacienda
Okay.
with Master Air and Master Jason Belize.
Yes.
Yes.
I know him. So what do you think the most important thing is to teach a woman to have that power and that strength when she gets out of a car or comes out of a restaurant? What are the basic things she needs?
Well, honestly, I think the basic foundation is to study martial arts regularly, because inside of your mind, your psyche, you know that you can handle whatever comes along.
You know what to do.
You know what to do, right?
You know
That's the main
if you
thing.
Grab this, it's going to go.
Exactly.
Do this, are you whatever, get your knee working.
Well, even before that, let's talk
You know
about
what I
this.
mean, girls.
Let's talk about that situation where you're coming from the mall,
Yes.
and your husband and his friend was waiting for you, and the guy was following you.
This happened to me.
No, you told me about it.
Yes.
And I've thought about it.
He remembers the story.
Yeah, I do, of course, because, I like for women to be empowered. So what I was thinking was, if you were taking our martial arts course here off of Knock Muay Thai at Hacienda, you would know to address the guy right there. Say,
Yes.
hey, I think your behavior is making me feel a little afraid, and are you following me intentionally? And that's the first thing, is called verbal defense. You have to address the criminal,
But you
look him in
can
the eye.
only address this, ladies out there. You can only address it if you have the qualifications to follow through with because he could come out and sock you one.
Yeah, but that's where this gift I gave you and
This
Maria
is-
comes in.
So this is where this comes
Exactly.
in. When we take this off, because this is nothing to do with it.
Okay.
Do you want me to take that off?
Yeah, sure, it's yours to do
No,
what you
I don't-
want.
Well, I want to advertise you, pepper spray as well.
No, but that's on your keychain. So when you're addressing someone that makes you feel afraid, you pull that out and you say, hey,
Yeah.
I feel like you're aggressing upon me. Is that the situation? You give him the opportunity to say, no, I'm cross-eyed or I'm lost or whatever.
Yeah.
And then based on his feedback, you can know, you
What's
can
going on.
assess. Yeah.
It's a funny thing because women, I think it's because they bear the children, they have an intuition of knowing what's happening around them. They're very aware of any movement or something different or a sound or something because it's embedded in us. Because when you have a child, not that I don't have children, but when you have a child,
Mhm.
you're aware of where that child is, continuously aware.
Right.
I mean, until you disappear.
Mhm.
But so I think they're aware of what's happening around them, but some of them aren't prepared, like you say they should be more prepared. So how do we get this out there?
Well, I think also what's more important in our modern society, a lot of people are enamored by their phones. And I understand. I mean, it's very entertaining. But when you're out in public, I think it's very important to be aware of your surroundings, situations, how you're feeling.
Yeah.
And then, you can do that on the phone stuff in private or in your car.
Yeah.
But I think that's the first one, is to be aware, like be present when you're out in public.
I'm very aware. When
I know you
drive
are,
home,
but a lot of women aren't.
They are. When I drive home, I'm very aware of who's
Mhm.
behind me all the
Mhm.
time. I see those same lanes. So sometimes I'll drop into another lane. Then they drop into that lane.
Uh-oh. Get the pepper spray out.
Well, I'm driving. So then I sort of turn a little way away or do something else, and then they disappear, which, oh, okay.
Right. See, that feeling right there, I don't want any woman to feel
To feel that
afraid
way.
or to feel aggressed upon, because when I was a child, I had sickle cell anemia, I was underdeveloped, I had a speech impediment. I used to get beat up a lot.
Well, you're sure not undeveloped. But
Well, I mean, yeah, because
now,
I
when
worked
you
on
shot,
myself,
don't
but
have
I know
a
what it's
speech.
like to be a victim and to feel afraid
So how do you get over all that?
through martial arts training at Nak Muay Thai on Hacienda.
I love it. So
Yeah, it's
you
very
have-
important. Very important.
And I think it's more important in this day and age than it is in any time. So how do we prevent, like we had this shooting, it's just so sad. How do we present things like that? I mean, this is something a little bit different,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, if somebody had a pepper spray or something and sprayed the kids who were the gunmen,
Mm-hmm.
but whether they've got time to do that, though, that's the problem.
But how about if you and we address what's called the RCA, the root cause analysis? I think that young man was troubled, and I'm not by any means saying what he did was correct. I don't endorse that. But you have to look at both sides of the situation. The young man was troubled. And I think a lot of young men are troubled nowadays because of the modern feminist movement, which I'm all for. But young men are kind of trapped because now that women have choices and options, they want the top 10% of the guys, right? So if you're just a regular run-of-the-mill guy and all you do is play video games and look at pornography.
But
and
also, when you wonder, you can't even touch a person now.
Yeah, exactly.
See, now they put all these things into, so now even young men, I think they start like 12 years old, and sometimes
Even
younger.
before.
Even younger than that, when they start this little thing about women. Oh, there's a woman, and although we call it a little girl,
Mm-hmm.
to them that's a woman.
Right.
To them, it's an opposite sex,
Mm-hmm.
and they're now getting their little hormones are flooding around, and things are happening.
Mm-hmm.
And now they've got to be careful, which are probably the parents tell them, don't touch a girl, don't do this, don't do that.
Mhm.
And even when you get older, I mean, I've watched men, I've been in this for a little while, but men are afraid to do, I'm not afraid to touch you at all.
Yeah, because you're traditional female and I'm traditional male.
Yeah, so you wouldn't be afraid to touch me either.
Well, I have your permission first.
See what I mean? That's exactly what I'm talking about.
But that's just our modern society, and that's where my channel
Yeah, but it's
comes
the
in.
kids, this is all the,
Yeah, but what I do is I do life coaching for young men from 12 up to 70. And I teach men that it's important to have female friends, to have a
Yes.
social circle, so that you can learn how to interface with women in a politically correct way.
right.
Then that way you won't let pornography determine an unrealistic lifestyle, and then you get frustrated, you pick up a weapon and you go to school and you do some traumatic stuff.
Well, something happened to them in the last couple of days, or there's a lot of them planned this for a long time. What a world we're living in.
Yes.
If you had to change something with how it's going on, what would you do?
I would make sure that all young children had a positive role model or somebody they could talk to share their feelings outside of their parents, because sometimes your parents have good intentions, but they're the parents, so they're
They don't
hard
know
on you.
sometimes.
You don't know, but sometimes they're hard on you because they want you to be perfect. Whereas if you have like they used to call it a big brother or a big sister.
Yeah, big brother, big sister.
Yeah, you can talk to them about
Yeah.
your fears and concerns, and they can kind of address your emotions and your hormones without making you feel like they're judged.
Yeah,
I
they
think
don't
that's very
want to be
important.
just to have a conversation.
Yeah, kids don't have that nowadays.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, my greatest thing is always when a kid comes home from school or something and starts to tell you a story, Mum or Dad, and you interrupt and start telling your story.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Don't do that.
Right.
Listen, just listen. My whole thing has been just listen.
Listening is very important.
Yes, it's very important to listen to your child. That child attention span is very, very short.
Yes.
Very short. So when you start telling your story, they don't even know what you're talking about. They have no idea. They just want to tell their story. So don't forget to just listen. We've got some back thing going on here. I think it's my next guest is letting me know she's here.
And it's a very popular restaurant as well.
Yeah,
You
it's a
should come
very
down
popular
here.
restaurant.
Yes.
Yeah, we'll definitely come out here. Sienna restaurant, Italian restaurant, absolutely amazing. It's on 9500 Sahara, Las Vegas. Okay? And how can people reach you to join?
You can follow me on my YouTube channel, OG Silverback, and also on Instagram and Facebook.
Fabulous. A fantastic guy, absolutely amazing. And,
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, absolutely. And thank you for my present. He didn't even know it was my birthday, so this is my first birthday present.
And I got one from Maria too.
And Maria has one
Yes.
as well. Thank you so much. We'll be right back with our next guest. Take care.
We've reached the age of live streaming on social media shows. You may ask, we're already ahead of the curve, so why do you need to advertise with us? Well, only 8% of the businesses in the US are using digital advertising to grow their business. That's 2 percentage points short of reaching critical mass, which will lead to faster results. We have 20 plus shows with a reach of over 80,000. We'll give you commercial ads, website link, and connections to nonprofit organizations. So get your brand ready for digital monetization, for we are looking for sponsors, which will bring more traffic to your business and ultimately mean more sales. So let's bring the world to you. Inquire now. Live streaming on social media is the best new way to interact and bond with your community. Do you love to encourage, motivate, and empower others, but you do not know how? Well, your opportunity starts with us on social media shows. We have 20 shows a week live streamed across the globe, with a reach of over 80,000 and growing. So you can host your own show, and you can be anything you want to be. So let's bring the community together, and let's bring the world to you. Join us now.
I love fooling around before I'm on air, and sometimes I get caught, and I think I just got caught. Anyway, welcome to Vegas Live with Ninon. I'm Ninon, your host, and I love reoccurring guests, and I have Rick Boss next to me.
Nice to meet everybody. What's going on, everybody?
Yeah, what's happening? Now, Rick was on my show some time ago when we were at the Pepper Mill. It was probably about 3 or 4 years ago now.
Right before the COVID.
Right before the COVID he was on, and we were talking about lots of different things and Tupac and all this stuff. And so what's going on with there was a movie coming out and
We're talking
COVID
about,
came in.
That's right. We're talking about the movie Tupac, The Great Escape from UMC, which is on hold. And I'll explain why the movie is on hold. It's on hold because we need permission from the Navajo tribe from Shiprock, New Mexico to continue filming, because the script is based upon Tupac hid out on the reservation before he flew out to other countries with 7 different passports. So
Well,
basically,
hang on a second. Rick, he had 7 different passports.
That's right.
This got interesting. You said something. I mean, I've had 1 passport. I have 2 passports because I have a British passport and an American passport. Now 7 passports. How can
7.
anybody have 7 passports? And
well, the
nobody knows.
Well, the reason why, like, the movie's based upon that Tupac Shakur is alive.
Yes.
Now, I have permission from the Shakur family, because they're great friends of mine for many, many, many years, to continue filming with this. Also, permission through his stepdad, Mr. Mitchel Shakur, in the federal state penitentiary. So he had 7 passports because COINTELPRO.
Did he actually, as being alive, had 7 passports, or was
was
this just in the movie?
No, it was done by his mom, Afeni Shakur,
Oh,
through
really?
the Black Panther Party, to save her son's life from assassination attempt from COINTELPRO, which is an FBI agency here in the United States, funded and arranged by Mr. President Hoover. J.
So
Edgar
this is
Hoover.
going back, you are getting a lot of information out there of what the Black Panther is.
Yes.
And what exactly did the Black Panther represent?
My father was one of the founders of the Black Panther Party. He is from the California chapter of Berkeley. He started it off with Huey Newton, rest in peace, and H. Rap Brown, which I think he's still alive. And basically it's a civil rights movement organization that helps people with their civil rights when they're being violated.
Yes.
And we also remember in the last show we talked about the Wic Program, how the Black Panther Party started the Wic Program, the EBT card, which the United States now has because of the Black Panther Party. They took the idea from the Black Panther Party.
So this goes because Wic has been coming up a lot lately, if I'm not mistaken. So where does that all fit in?
Which we repeat that one more time.
Where does the Wic fit in?
Oh, the Wic.
The Wic.
The Wig Program is an organization for women, single moms that have children, where they can't afford to buy food on their own with their basic paychecks, low income families.
Low income families. So you want to make sure that they have money enough.
That's what the Black Panther Party started, was the Wig Program. Then the United States government got the idea and spread it out to the United States, where moms can have food for their kids. Low income families, basically.
Low income families.
Low income families.
And this is of any religion and any color.
Any color.
Yeah. I just want to make sure we're in this whole thing together. So you've got this movie coming out, and it's the story of his life and what he actually did and went through. Well, we got through the passports so far.
Yes, it's based upon everybody who are Tupac fans or may not be Tupac fans know that there was an assassination attempt here in Vegas on his life in 1996. So the movie is based upon that his double was the one that actually took the bullets in front of the BMW while he's sitting in the back seat of the BMW. And they both got transported to the hospital. But it's all, I don't want to get too much involved in the movie because I don't want to let the idea come out. But the movie's based upon that he's alive. And,
Tupac is still alive. True story?
According to what, it's not fiction. It's just information through the Black Panther Party, what's going on. We cannot give a secret location now because even though 20-some years have
Even if
passed.
Tupac is still alive, and you're right, we don't want to give that out because they're obviously out to get him.
Yes.
So he could be out there and he could be under a different name, a different anything.
The reason why this assassination attempt was planned through the COINTELPRO agency because the Black Panther Party wanted to make him president of the whole Black Panther chapters in the United States. He was going to be one of the top
Tupac was going to be one of the top people to speak out. But because also he was very well known and everybody knew him all over the world.
Yeah, the fans and the masses behind him.
So you'd have I was going to say, you'd have a tremendous amount of people behind him because of what he was standing for.
That's right.
Now, why did he want to do that? What was his reasoning for doing that?
Well, as myself, me and Tupac Shakur were sons or daughters of Black Panther organization.
Yes.
We're sons and girls, whatever, women.
Yeah, but women are normally in these sort of situations are kept in the background because we don't want them, assassinated or killed.
And the reason was he wanted to take his mom's steps, and his father, Mitchel Shakur, wanted to follow his steps. His original father's Bill Garland, but he's not. He also was a Black Panther member. But it's more deep into it. But I don't want to get into it because I want you guys to see the movie. But that movie's on hold, so right now we're doing the new Snoop Dogg movie, which is the sequel to Tupac: The Great Escape from
Now,
UMC.
how does Snoop Dogg come into all this arena? I love the guy. I love this guy. I've never met him, but I love him because I love his tenacity. I love the way he's out there. I love the way what he does, and he's just amazing.
Yeah, he's one of Martha Stewart's best friends.
Is he?
Yeah, he's on vacation right now with his wife, 25th anniversary. I got information that he's in Bora Bora, celebrating with his wife right now, having a marriage reunion. But the sequel's about if Puff Daddy, which is another rapper, could he known any involvement or a possible assassination attempt on Mr. Shakur? And could Snoop have known that information, didn't want to get involved? So it's a twist in that movie we're writing about.
And he's agreeing to do and play this
He
part
knows
of being this.
Snoopy knows everything that we do. Every move that we do, whether it's from music to movies, he's on it. He's a businessman. He knows exactly what we do, every move. And so far in the Tupac movie, thumbs up. He knows about this new Snoop movie. He knows everything.
Every single thing.
Everything that goes on. Every move that I do, he's always watching. Every move that anybody's associated with Snoop, he knows what's going on. From music to movies. A couple movies he has turned down, though. A couple movies he has turned down.
Why did he turn them down? He didn't want the story out there, or he didn't want to be part of that story?
Maybe he didn't like the idea, how it was written, but he turned them down. And
regardless of why he turned it down, he just didn't like
He didn't
something in it,
approve.
and he didn't want to harm anybody by saying he didn't like it. He just didn't do it.
He just didn't do it.
Yeah.
Said, no, you can't do the movie. But in my situation, it's okay. Certain people in the circle know what's going on. So it's a sequel from the Tupac.
Yeah, from the Tupac, but also at the same time, he's agreed to do this.
Yes, he's not coming out in it.
No.
I have actor Lawrence Johnson, who's a lookalike
Yes.
about Snoop that's playing Snoop in the movie. I also have actor Noel G, who I have to still write his script format for him to send it to him. He's also wants to participate in the new Snoop Dogg movie. If you want to know who he is, he's been in the Verge movie, Training Day, Crank movie, Fast and the Furious. His name is Noel G. He's a good friend of mine for a long time. So it's all in the works. The fans need to be patient. It takes time to write this stuff. It's not something we can do overnight.
No, you can't. Well, you're dealing with some very delicate things that go on in this world. So now, let's get to you, Rick. What exactly part do you play in all this? You are kind of telling everything what's happening, and you're part of it. But what part are you?
In the Tupac movie, I play the part where I'm one of Tupac's Shakur's consultants to let him know, okay, there's an assassination attempt coming. Do this as an organizer for him. In the Snoop Dogg movie called The King of the West, I play the part where me and Noel G are robbing liquor stores in Long Beach, California. So it's two different type of parts that I'm playing in.
But you're playing, so you're acting in it. You're an actor.
I wrote this.
You wrote it as well, but are you becoming, like one of these big stars?
In due time. I worked with a lot of big stars. I've been in the studio with some of the greats, recording Snoop Dogg Association people, Tupac's people.
Well, that's big enough already there.
All kinds of names, from independent artists to upcoming artists in the music and recording studio.
How do you like your position in life? You're part of the Black Panther, right?
Yes, my father was.
Well, your father was. So whether you are in it or not in it, you still got the name behind you because of your father.
That's right.
How do you like being involved in it? Do you feel secure? Do you feel comfortable?
I feel like if I ever needed them for any type of protection, which I live a calm life. I don't live a violent life.
I know, because that's what I can see, this calmness in you. I can see who you are and what you are, and that's a completely different life to what I kindly see. What you present of yourself.
Yes.
So you agree with a lot of it, but you're also very well protected, right?
Yes, if I need help for any reason, if any type of violence was to occur to me, I have them as backup. I have the whole Black Panther chapter of the United States behind me. But I don't need to do nothing like that because I live a normal life.
I was going to say, you live a normal life to what life you think is normal, or whatever. My life is normal, but it's probably completely different to yours. Yours is normal. We all have our normal lives.
Yeah, but what I mean by normal life is I don't get involved in criminal activity. I live a normal life.
But a lot of these people are protected through the Black Panther though as well.
Those who are connected with the Black Panther. Now remember, the Black Panther Party are also, they work for the police department, they work for supermarkets, they work for Walmart. It's kind of like a secret society, but you don't know who they are because they're not wearing leather jackets anymore. They're wearing normal clothing. So you don't know who is a Black Panther. You will never know until something happens where, like George Floyd or Rodney King beating. That's when we come out.
That's when you come out and you protect.
We all unite.
Yeah.
We do have firearms, from military assault rifles to pistols to everything to protect whoever we need to protect. We're well organized.
Do you have to do a lot of protection right now with what's going on? Because I see a lot of stuff going on out there.
No, we don't look for violence. We try to help the community.
Yes.
Try to keep the police in control. Because back before I was born, there was a lot of violence between the police department and the Black Panther Party. It was violence every day.
That's changed now completely.
It's changed. It's the police department knows now to calm down a little bit, but we do have crooked police departments still working in the United States that still do murders, and that happens in any business.
Well, that's anywhere. That's all
you
over
got
the
people
world.
from Enron that stole millions of dollars. So
it
all depends on what
There's always something going on somewhere because everybody can't live the straight line. Who knows?
Yeah, they can't live a straight life. But my movies are based on autobiographies about people.
Yes.
But we don't use the main people, where I say the main celebrities in the movies, we have people that act like them. That's what we do.
So it must be a fascinating world you live in. Are you married?
No, I'm not married.
You're not married.
Maybe someday, which you guys will probably find out eventually.
Eventually.
The name is Show Smallwood, Shoshana Smallwood. That's
Oh,
in the
really?
future. That's in the future coming. It's
So
like-
you do have a young lady you date?
Well, I don't want to put it in public like that right now
No, well,
because
that's
my
okay.
private life is
It's your private life.
my private life. Is
So
what
do
I
you
got
have any
going on.
children that
Yes,
you
I
know
do.
of?
Yes, I have 3 grown daughters in their 30s, late 30s.
Oh, hang on a second. You know, this always flabbergasts me. Then they mention the age of their children. And I'm like thinking, well, you don't look old enough to have those.
I'm up there in my late 40s.
You're up there.
Yeah, my late 40s.
Yeah.
But my daughters, they do career jobs. They don't want to do nothing in entertainment. Their family members are known musicians. And we do a lot of different type of businesses, from chrome dipping to lowrider cars. My family's into everything. But one of the famous restaurants that my family owns, that you guys probably know, is the Lolo's Chicken and Waffles Corporation.
Lolo's Chicken and Corporation.
Lolo's Chicken.
Waffle.
Lolo's Chicken.
Lolo's Chicken
and
waffles.
Yes, it's based in Vegas and used to be in Sacramento all the way to Texas. But the main headquarters is Phoenix, Arizona, because that's where my family is.
Your family.
Yeah, they're in Phoenix.
Do you have
Arizona.
anything to do with the restaurant? Are you ever in there? Do you ever?
I just go there to eat.
You do-
I just go there, eat, listen to the music, look at everybody do their
see
thing.
what's going on and see
Yeah.
what's
Now, I don't go in there and try to boss the employees around or nothing because that's not my job.
No.
I have no money tied into.
You're too quiet for
No,
that.
I'm
You're,
just-
you're too calm.
I'm
He's
just-
very
I
calm
just go in there.
guy.
I just go in there to eat,
Yeah.
look what's going on, and then just
And
walk
then
out.
and back out again.
Yeah, back out.
So what have you got in mind? You've got the Snoop Dogg, you've got the tobacco, you've got everything happening. So what do you have in mind coming up your sleeve that's coming out? That you're working
I'm gonna
on?
make a movie about myself because my
I see.
life
I
is
knew there
very
was something.
interesting.
It's
Yeah,
fascinating. I'm
I've done
fascinated.
enough. I've done enough screenplay and writing about other people. It's time for me to do about my own life.
So now, because you've got a fascinating life.
Yes,
I mean,
yes.
absolutely. I mean, when I had your father on with you, no,
No, that was my security guard,
that was your security.
Charles
guard.
Ferguson. That was my private security guard.
That was your private security guard.
Actually, I had 2 of them.
Yes.
2 security guards there with me. That's just one that I brought on the show.
That you brought on the
But
show.
because of the COVID situation, the Tupac movie was put on hold, and it's still on hold because the Native Americans on the reservation land, the COVID thing, they're very spiritual about that. And since I'm not Native American, and neither are my crew, my camera people,
But you have to wait for them to see when they want to.
they want to make sure
Because
there's
that's
no.
where it was filmed. So
Well, no, we want to film there because through information, that's where Tupac was hiding out before he made his escape plan to Africa and Malaysia and all these sightings that you see. That was from Vegas
headquarters.
to New Mexico. Because if you look at the video called Heaven's Got a Ghetto, you'll see Tupac land in a helicopter in New Mexico. So we're continuing from right after the shooting from New Mexico to his escape route.
So wait a minute, Tupac could be alive still.
That's the question. You have to watch the movie. Now, there's a lot of people that don't like what I'm doing, and there's a lot of people that do.
Oh, come on. There's a lot of people
But-
like what I'm doing, and a lot of people don't like what I'm doing.
So it's
too.
like this, 50-50. So
Well, that's life.
it's
isn't it?
entertainment. It's
Oh,
entertainment.
it's
But they
life.
take it personal.
Yeah.
You're disrespecting the man being dead. And listen, if the family gave me permission to write that, what does that tell you? That maybe he's alive, right? Because won't family members be mad if you write a movie that their family member is dead? So why they give me permission to write that he's alive? So there's a clue right there. But people
So
don't-
you've got the
people
clue
don't see
right
that.
now. So people out there, you never know what's going on. Well, we never know anyway what's going on,
Yeah,
what's
they-
happening. One more word. What would you like to tell the younger generation of, you started this, well, you were born into this life.
I was born in the
Yeah,
Black
you were
Panther
born,
Party.
yes. What would you like to tell the younger generation of even entering into anything like the Black Panther or doing anything like that?
Education is the key. Education and knowledge and reading a lot of books. Yeah, I know it's boring, but I know they have computers and internet where you can read stuff. But the best feeling you'll ever get is holding a paperback or a hardcover and just reading it and getting to detail information and go back to that detail.
Knowledge.
Memorize it.
Knowledge.
Read about history. It's very important. Who you are, where your family came from. why did your family move to the United States, or why did they move to another country? Knowledge is the key to everything.
Yeah. Knowledge
never
sets you free, doesn't it?
and never give up on your dreams. Not because of money or anything. Pursue what you want to do, and you'll be successful.
Yes.
Just got to keep pushing and pushing, no matter how hard it is. Keep pushing that dream, and you'll be making movies and music and everything you got going on. Restaurants, whatever you want to do.
Whatever you want to do. Well, that's a great message from Rick Boss. He's an amazing man. He's got an amazing story himself. We just had a little bit of it, of what he wants to tell me. Obviously, he's not telling me everything.
Can't do that. Black Panther's secret too. Can't tell too much.
Gotta keep it a secret. Why is the word secret? The word secret is because it's a secret.
But when the movies come out that I
That's
do,
different.
then the information will be out.
Well, we'll have you back on again.
You have me right after the movie. I'll be right back on.
There you are, absolutely.
But if people want to find out more information, they can Google Tupac, The Great Escape from UMC on Google. Or they can go on my Facebook, Rick Boss, World Public Figure. It'll have a brown movie poster on it. Or you can go on Instagram, Rick Boss Tupac. Follow me on any of those pages. All the rest of them are just fans, and they're not the real pages.
Well, it's been an honor having you on, Rick. It truly has, of learning a lot of another side of life, because we have all different sides of life. We have all different sides of everything. And the world is the world.
That's right.
That's what it is.
Stay positive.
And do what you want to do. Don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do it, because whatever's within you to do something, do it. Regardless of whether it's good, bad, right, or wrong. Doesn't matter. It's what you want to do. Thank you for watching Vegas Live with Ninon. Absolutely.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
And make sure you guys watch out the new Snoop Dogg movie, King of the West, coming out soon in theaters.
There you go. And don't forget to come into the Sienna restaurant. It's absolutely amazing. They have happy hour 3 o'clock on. The food here is fabulous. They have a deli. They have everything. It's on 9500 Sierra.
Thank you very much.
Las Vegas. Take care. Thank you.